If you're a green card holder who loves to travel or plans to visit family abroad, you need to hear this now. Starting October 2025, the US is rolling out 8 brand new travel rules that could turn your next trip into a nightmare. From tougher border inspections to stricter proof of residency requirements and even digital device searches, your rights and freedoms as a permanent resident are about to change dramatically. Stick around, because what you don't know could cost you your green card. Let's start with the first major change. Reentry after long absences is going to face much tighter scrutiny. In the past, if you left the United States for under a year, you could generally expect to return without major problems. That's no longer guaranteed. Officers at the port of entry are now being instructed to dig deeper into whether a person truly maintained their U.S. residency while abroad. It's not enough to have a green card. You'll need to prove that you intended to return and that you preserved meaningful ties to the United States. That means showing tax returns, property ownership or a lease, bank account activity, employment history, utility bills, and evidence of immediate family still residing in the U.S. This kind of documentation is no longer optional. If you've been away for 6 months or more, especially if your trip stretched close to a year, be ready for questions. The second new rule involves the physical requirement to carry proof of your lawful status. U.S. immigration law has always technically required green card holders to carry proof of status at all times, but enforcement of that rule has been inconsistent until now. As of October 2025, federal authorities are stepping up efforts to ensure compliance. That means if you are stopped or questioned by law enforcement or border agents inside or outside the United States, and you cannot present your valid green card or acceptable proof of status, you could face fines or further inspection. You may also be delayed or denied services. This rule applies even when traveling domestically. Always keep your green card on you when moving through airports, bus stations, and other checkpoints. The third rule deals with a more serious issue: expanded inspection powers at ports of entry. Green card holders are now subject to deeper questioning and longer interviews when entering the U.S., especially if there are any flags in their record. Customs officers can now access more information about your travel history, employment, public records, and even your online activity. If there's a concern about immigration fraud, abandonment of status, or past criminal history, you could be taken to secondary inspection. In some cases, permanent residents have been detained for hours or even placed in removal proceedings. This isn't just about people with criminal records. Even something as simple as inconsistent travel dates, unclear ties to the U.S., or unexplained income abroad could result in being held for further questioning. You must be ready to explain your time away and document your connection to the U.S. clearly and honestly. Let's talk about the fourth rule. Travel bans issued by executive order do not automatically affect green card holders, but there's a catch. If you're from a country that is subject to a U.S. travel restriction, you can still enter the country with your valid green card. However, expect additional scrutiny, and you may face delays or extra documentation checks. Officers have the authority to ask for confirmation of your permanent residency status, your reason for travel, and whether your ties to the U.S. remain valid. Even though your green card grants you reentry, it does not guarantee that the process will be fast or smooth. If you're from a high-alert country, prepare accordingly. The fifth rule may be the most important for long-term travelers. If you leave the U.S. for more than 12 months without a valid reentry permit, your green card can effectively become useless. The government views such absences as potential abandonment of residency. To avoid this, you must file Form I-131 and get a reentry permit before you leave the country. Starting in October 2025, enforcement of this rule is intensifying. If you attempt to return after more than a year abroad with no reentry permit, you may be denied entry and forced to apply for a returning resident visa at a U.S. consulate in your home country. This process is difficult, time-consuming, and not always successful. If you anticipate an extended stay abroad, do not skip this step. Get your reentry permit, keep it valid, and understand how long it protects you. Now let's move on to rule number 6. Conditional permanent residents, such as those who received a 2-year green card through marriage, are at higher risk during international travel. If your I-751 petition to remove conditions is still pending and your conditional green card has expired, travel can become risky. Although USCIS gives extension notices and allows travel with proper evidence, not all border officers are fully informed about the latest policies. As a result, some travelers face delays or are temporarily denied entry. This is especially true if your I-751 has been pending for more than 12 months. Before traveling, always carry your expired green card, your I-751 receipt notice showing automatic extension, and as much evidence of your continued marriage and life in the U.S. as possible. Border agents have wide discretion, and showing clear, updated proof can prevent unnecessary issues. Rule number 7 is more controversial but equally serious. Green card holders who engage in political activism, especially outside the U.S., may face problems re-entering the country. Officers now have the authority to consider whether you've expressed anti-American views, joined groups that are on watch lists, or participated in activities considered extremist. There is no clear definition of what qualifies, and that's part of what makes this rule so risky. In today's world, social media posts, online videos, public speeches, and group affiliations can all be examined. If you're traveling abroad and attend a political rally or make public statements critical of the U.S. government, it could come back to you. Some permanent residents have been flagged for reentry review due to posts that were years old. While you have the right to free speech, your speech can be interpreted by immigration authorities as a potential risk factor. Be cautious about your public content, especially before international travel. The 8th and final rule might be the most invasive. U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers now have expanded authority to inspect your digital devices upon arrival. That means your phone, tablet, or laptop could be taken for review. Officers can request passwords, view emails, browse social media, check your travel photos, and examine documents. While you have limited rights at the border, the general rule is that devices can be searched without a warrant. If your content contradicts what you've told immigration or reveals extended stays abroad, questionable affiliations, or foreign income not disclosed to the IRS, it could create serious problems. Some travelers have had devices seized and held for days. The best protection is to keep sensitive information off your devices when traveling, use encrypted storage when possible, and be prepared to explain anything an officer may find. So what does all of this mean in practical terms? It means that travel as a green card holder is no longer a simple matter of showing your card and getting waved through. The system is now built to examine your behavior, your history, your connections, and even your opinions. You have to be proactive. You have to be prepared. And you absolutely must be informed. Here's what every green card holder should do now. First, if you're planning travel lasting more than 6 months, document your ties to the U.S. thoroughly. That includes your job, taxes, residence, family, and any other meaningful connection. Second, always renew your green card on time and carry proof of status. Keep digital and physical copies when possible. Third, clean up your online presence. Remove or archive content that could be misinterpreted or taken out of context. Fourth, be cautious with long absences. If you know you'll be gone for over a year, file for a reentry permit now. Do not wait. Fifth, consult an immigration attorney before international travel if you have any past immigration issues, a pending case, or a complex situation involving criminal history or legal trouble. Sixth, stay calm and respectful at the border. Officers have wide authority, and how you respond can influence how they treat your case.